You're very welcome back. Now, Eoin Colfer is best known as the creator of the publishing phenomenon that is Artemis Fowl series, coming soon to a cinema near you. But he has many more strings to his bow than just Artemis, as his latest play, My Real Life, shows.
Starring one of the country's finest actors. It's very hard to read your writing down.
That killed you to say that.
Don Wycherley. Yeah. No, he is one of the best actors in the country. Ask him, he'll tell you. Best known for his roles in the likes of Ballyca's Angel, Sing Street and some old thing called Bachelor's Walk. Tells the story of Wexford man Noel, who sits down to record a very special message for his friend on his old tape recorder. Let's have a wee peek.
Do you remember the first tape that we got for this, yo? Pooled our pocket money, splashed out on K-Tel chart explosion. Baggy trousers. Anyway, I'm looking for a favour. What's new, says you? I was hoping as me oldest mate that maybe you could put together a bit of a speech for the afters.
Yeah, finest.
There you can they have you singing in it.
Yeah. Oh, listen.
But that's worth the ticket price alone.
Listen, you know what kind of a vocal quality I am.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are
morning.
you?
Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
I'm just superfluous. You're
No.
You're having a love in here.
No.
Yeah.
No. Let's start with you all.
Oh, thank you.
Let's not refer to the finest actor in the country at the moment. We'll come to him.
He's in the top five.
He is, yeah.
He's in the top five.
Possibly even Europe.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Like number one's Dustin.
Tell us about the play. Tell us about the play itself.
The play is about a guy who makes a tape for his best mate to listen to for the afters, and you're supposed to think it's the afters of a wedding, but it turns out he wants to commit suicide because he has multiple sclerosis. Right. And the challenge for me was to make that start off there, and the audience are going, "Oh God, this is going to be horrible," but actually it's very funny, the first half, and then we go for the heartstrings in the second act. And it's based loosely on a friend of mine who went into a dark place when he was diagnosed, but thankfully is doing really well now.
And the way you deal with it, Eoin, is genius, because this is a seriously heavy, sad, emotional subject. Yeah. But yet, there's humour throughout.
I didn't hear anything after you said genius. I stopped at that point. I was right that time.
Finest and genius. I think you suddenly surpassed me.
The challenge was to make that funny. And we kind of sat down, and I didn't know if I could really do it. But then I saw Don do a one-man show in Wexford, and I thought, you can do it. You can have them side by side. And that's actually really Irish. And if you look at a lot of Irish plays, there's a lot of humour in them right beside the really dark emotions. So, and then you've got someone like Don, who is in the top five in the world.
What's the word now?
We're going up to the universe, the galaxy.
Yeah. But is it Don? Is it a very much a collaborative piece? Like what? When you were approached with the project, was it a finished script, or did you sit down with Eoin and go through?
No, we actually did a 20-minute the Wex 4 thing. It started as a 20-minute piece, and from what Eoin saw and Ben Barnes, our director, saw in that, they saw the potential to write a longer piece. And Eoin would go off and come back. Now, he'd go off and come back with amazingly funny stuff. But it was a process, and we'd go, that's brilliant, but,
the rest of it.
don't have him singing.
Have him sing more.
Maybe the finest, but musicals, no. But it was a process.
Absolutely, and Don came up at the ending. I was never happy with the ending. And Don said, well, why can't he do this? And I said, well, are you able to do that? And he just ad-libbed the scene. You remember, you ad-libbed doing the two parts yourself right at the end. And I went off then and wrote it and took full credit. And I'm only revealing now that it was actually Don who came up with the ending.
Because it's a serious commitment in a one-man show. You've no safety net. You've no pause for breath.
It is scary. It is scary. And when the stuff happens, like I just finished Run the Viking in Clontarf, wonderful. But one of the nights there was, let's say, an inebriated couple in, and it's a small space, and if you've got that kind of thing going on, with
how many times do I have to apologise?
He's been told no more than 3 glasses of wine.
No, but you've got that. But that rarely happens. But you can, and when you're on the thing, it takes you out of where you are. car and going, oh my God, how loud is this going to get? And what do I do if there's glasses knocked out? You know what I mean? While you're thinking of that, you can drop a line or something, you know.
Exactly, and you have your family. Like I know from you and the snapper in the gate, you know, you'd have had all sorts of, you know, awkward audience members or rude audience members. And at least you have the backup of people.
You have somewhere to hide, but you're on your own, Dan. That's a different ballgame.
And the curse of the mobile phone as well, or the hearing aids. Do you ever have the hearing aid?
The hearing
going
aids,
on? The hearing aid just goes off and just stays going off, and they can't hear.
No.
They can't hear it. And you're going, and the best thing you can do is try and just drive through and focus, because some people are hopefully or thankfully so engrossed in what you're doing, they're not listening or hearing what you're hearing, because you're just doing it every night. You're acutely aware of what's going on.
The play has you did the Vikings down in Clontarf, but it's toured already. You've shown it to a lot of people.
We were in Edinburgh last year, went down really well. It's a one-man show. It's kind of one. I'd love personally to go to New York with it next.
Yeah.
We're looking at venues.
I think the hardest one was when we had to go, when we went to the Opera House in Wexford. And so Don had to do a Wexford accent for Wexford people.
Yeah, I got out alive.
They sat there like this, and then after a few minutes, they're like, "Oh, safe hands." But
I remember doing. I think it was your first play. Was it your first play?
I give you your start.
You did. You discovered me. Yeah, you're to blame.
That play is like, people have like a bad Twitter past. I don't have a bad Twitter, but I have that play, which is like Benny Hill on speed. Like it's, and then I went on to be the Children's Laureate praying. Please don't ask me about this play, because
play called The Lords of Love.
Yeah,
it was on Andrews Lane studio.
I remember my brother.
I remember that thing about having to do the Wexford accent with your brother.
So it was good times though. It was good. It was a very funny play, but it was a bit dodgy on the rudeness scale. So
it was a little bit, yeah.
But I still have people come up to me and do the beep beep thing, and I can't do it on this time. But you know what I'm talking about.
I did the beep beep thing every night.
So, sounds good. So I have to explain that to whoever's with me now. That person doesn't hate me. That's from a play, and it's fine.
And tell us where we're at then in terms of writing, in terms of Artemis Fowl and coming to the big screen. Where are you in that process?
A lot of anticipation
it's
around
filmed already, and I was telling Don that I have new respect for your profession, because I was in it and I realised, as soon as this camera pointed at me, I can't walk. And I forget how to walk, and they say, don't look at the camera.
And don't bump into the furniture, and don't wave at your friends in the audience.
But it's all filmed, they're doing the special effects now.
Were you in it, Don?
No.
I did wear a T-shirt of Don.
Who are you in it, Owen?
Sorry?
Who are you in it?
I'm just like an extra with one line. I'm like a farmer. Okay. So it's not big.
So who is in the movie? Who
Judi Dench.
Never heard of her.
Josh Gad. Two newcomers from Ireland. Ferdia Shaw, who's Robert Shaw's grandson, who was in Jaws.
Wow.
And Lara MacDonald, who played Matilda on the West End. They're just fantastic.
And have you seen it? Are you happy with it?
I've seen like a sizzle reel, I think they call it.
Yeah,
and it looks amazing.
And how much control do you have, Owen? Because there's a handover, isn't there? Once Disney are involved, or giant.
You don't have any control. I mean, they've been really nice about it. So Conor McPherson wrote it, so he would call me and say, "I'm doing this," and Kenneth Branagh said, "We won't do anything you don't like." So.
But you won't know that until you see the finished thing.
No, I won't. I really won't. I mean, I've read the script. The script is great, but you really don't know what it's going to be like. I think with those people involved, the very least, it's going to be fantastic. Yeah. And there's possibility that it'll be really, really.
So it's about handing it over to the right people, isn't it? And a sense of trust.
So I'm kind of, and Don knows I'm not really precious about the lines. If someone says a better line, I will totally take that, and it's still my name on the book.
But that's a huge thing, Don, when you're doing, particularly the one-man show. Oh, yeah. Because there are some authors who will say, no, that's the line you're saying. There's no room for going that way.
And some can be right to say that. But when you encounter someone that is so open and easy to work with, like Owen, it's a joy for an actor. When you come up against the wall, that's it, and you go, okay, and it's your job to serve the writing. That's ultimately what an actor does, So, it's much better to work in that kind of style than I think.
But I'd imagine
this my way or the highway.
In the hands that it's just logic. In the hands of another actor, that the play it's a completely different show.
Mm-hmm. It is, but this one was written for Don. We had done the 15-minute thing, and then when Ben came to me and said, "Can you write a full length?" And I said, "I can if Don will do it." Because I couldn't see anyone else, apart from yourself maybe, or Judy
Well, I'd be
Dench.
cheaper. That's
Or
the start.
Judy Dench.
Or Judy Dench.
Yes, or Dustin, as I said.
Kenneth Branagh, but yeah.
Probably be
But-
able to
so-
do that.
Do the Wexford accent.
It was only I went to Dom very early because also you have to get if you can get someone's natural speech rhythm into
Because I
it.
book out very quickly.
So
And what form does the play take? Is it one act? Is it two acts?
we have it for every form. So if you
Oh,
want,
you
we
can
can
do
do
versions
whatever.
of it.
We can do a 2-act. It's a 1-act at the moment. It's 75 minutes. I
Yeah,
think.
but when it started, there was an interval because when we put it on in Waterford, people in Waterford, down the country, they like an interval where you have a cup of tea and a biscuit and discuss the play.
Yeah, it's nice.
But when we were bringing it to Edinburgh, then it's in out. You've got an hour and a half turnaround between next show, so we had to make it all cut it to 75,
75.
in out. But you
That's a
get
roast
in,
of
you
the
get
learned,
out because there's another show coming after you.
Before we run out of time, guys, we have an old picture to bring up. I think it's worth looking at. As Owen mentioned, we might be superfluous to proceedings here today. Look at that, lads.
You were 17, I was 15. Look, and Keith wasn't born then.
He was too young to know.
He was too young to know.
I would like looking at that. I'm thinking all that's popping into my head is can number 2 please step forward? That is the only. That's all I'm thinking.
Number 2, reveal yourself.
Do you look back on Bachelor's Walk with fondness? I know you kind of have to say yes.
So long ago.
No, not that long, but it was a great moment in time. Do you know what I mean? And though I haven't seen you in ages, and it was that we can easily hop
pick it
back
up,
in. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And I don't see Keith as much as I would like, or do you know what I mean? Or Simon, but I do see you on the telly, which is great, and I get a good laugh from Saturday morning. And there he is.
Come here, listen, tell us very quickly about the play. Where can you get tickets? Where is it on next?
Owen.
It's on in the Eugene
Owen.
O'Neill Festival in New Ross. We've
Thank you,
been
Owen.
very nicely invited. We're the only non-O'Neill play. So that is on the 14th of this month in New Ross.
Which is a Sunday night.
There's the website on screen for the tickets.
So
Brilliant.
we're only doing one show down there. So I think it's going to sell out pretty quickly, I hope.
Standing room only.
Because we have no
Cheers.
chairs.
Get in
To
quickly.
see Ireland's finest actor. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, guys. Continued success to you both. Now, after the break, more autumnal styles over on the catwalk. See you soon.